Roman Harper, who played
my golfing buddy.
Your golfing buddy. You two playing golf. Y'all spend more time looking for the ball than y'all do actually play golf. Roman, I saw you on TV the other day on ESPN. So not only are you on radio, now you're on TV. You did an outstanding job. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Good.
We're doing good.
And Coach Wimp and I are golfing, but
yeah, y'all spend your whole time looking for golf balls instead of playing.
We're good. Everybody wants us on their team.
Yeah.
Before Barry starts in on Scott Cochran leaving, I'm going to ask you this question. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady had a phone interview yesterday with each other. And according to the media, it did not go well. I had made the prediction on another show that Brady is going back to New England. That may be not true. You got to go on waivers and get a bunch of money. Will New England pay him what he wants to make, or will he leave because of money?
So I think two things here, Coach. So number one, this is the first time Tom Brady's been an unrestricted free agent in 20 years. So I think he's going to enjoy getting flirted with. It's kind of like being recruited all over again from high school, right? He hasn't seen this part of his life in 20-plus years. So I think he's going to take advantage of that. So I think he will take other calls. I think he's waiting on New England to, of course, give him that deal so he can stay there in New England where he's happy and comfortable. But I definitely could see him leaving. I wouldn't mind seeing him end up in Las Vegas with the Raiders. I think that would be a great move. A lot of people talked about San Diego. Well, not San Diego, but the L.A. Chargers. But I actually like the L.A. Chargers to go with Teddy Bridgewater and then draft some other players high in the draft. I could totally see New England Patriots trading up to get Tua Tagovailoa at some point.
Really?
Why? Because that's what the Patriots do. They always come out of nowhere with some shocking move and surprise everybody. And to me, I think it's shocking, but it's not that shocking just knowing how New England always seems to stay ahead of the game.
So if they think they can get Tua, they might dust Brady.
Exactly. Like, why would you not go younger, right? And the Patriots are the team that's always, the organization that's always known to, right when a player's starting to get old or maybe not lose the step, they let them go. And then they end up somewhere else, and then they're not as good as they were in the New England.
Oh, that's good stuff there.
You like that? You like that answer?
That's something to talk about right there.
I'd rather have Tua than Brady.
Thank you, Coach.
I'd rather have Tua than Brady at the age where they are now. Roman, help me out with something. The combine what is that all about? It looks like the underwear Olympics. I mean, why don't they run the 40 in pads and a helmet? You're going to play football in pads and a helmet. I don't care what you run it in with no clothes on. I want to know what you can run it in with the pads on and the helmet on. When you run your routes and those guys are throwing, have the football uniform on. Did they really get that much out of that, the NFL Combine?
So, in all actuality, I think the Combine ran correctly. I'm not a big fan of it because I'm a player and I've been through it, and all they do is pick and prod on you, make you not, and try and just show you off to everybody else. And look, they run the 40 in shorts so they can get the best 40 time for us all, right? And then everybody supposedly gets their best, and it's non-winated, it's indoors, and that's what they want to do so they can compare and contrast. I think the one great thing that most organizations or GMs and coaches get out of the whole Combine is not so much all the numbers, because if you're a fast guy on film, you just run fast 40. All it does is just confirm it, right?
Yeah.
Or you have guys who you did think were that fast, and then they go out and run a blazing time, and now you're like, oh, I need to go back and check on this guy and do some double takes and some more research because now he's really popping off on my radar. Some O-linemen that have now shown like they have the ability to move laterally and be able to kick slide, and they're on balance and their feet are up under them, so they look more athletic than what some do look sloppily on film or on tape. But the biggest thing they get out of the Combine is to be able to interview with these players individually for 15 to 20 minutes. See how they can be a part of your locker room, how they wouldn't be able to fit. You really just kind of put them under the microscope and really just try and peel off the layers and see who they are as a person, how smart they are. Can they take in information well? Can they digest it? Can they be able to spit some things back out to you, that your football knowledge and who you are as a person? I think so. Then you can really start to separate guys. There's a lot of guys that run a 4.5 at the Combine, but when I got them in the classroom, how they're going to separate themselves, paying attention, give me the right answers like that. I think that is how some players move up in the draft as well.
Some time ago, we had you on, and you said, well, LSU's hired this coach. He's about 30th down the list at New Orleans, yet he takes Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow turns out to be a stutteroo. I don't know if the coach had anything to do with it or Joe Burrow had more to do with it, but it ended up being a combination that got a guy a national championship and a lot more money.
It got two guys a lot more money. I don't know about it. Joe Burrow's going to get a lot more money. Joe Brady's got a lot more money already. And I thought he was great. And now that I've got to know him even more, because now he's in Charlotte where I'm at, I've seen him out a couple of times and we've spoken. And great guy. Look, he's as sharp as a tack. He's going to continue to do well because he doesn't completely believe in his own hype. He's still working and grinding towards something. Good. And I think with him getting the offensive coordinator job, and Joe Brady, I think they're really fast-tracking him on the way to get a head coaching job. Yeah. Everybody wants this new, bright, offensive-minded coaches right now. Even though they don't always turn out good, it's still all about the players and the people you have around you. And I think so often these owners and these people that make the decisions get so enamored with these, these bright stars and these great offensive numbers, when it really all comes down to having a great quarterback and a great scheme, and just kind of being a hot team at the time. And that's what happens from college and pro.
Yeah. It happened to LSU, no doubt about that.
Yeah, they had the best team last year, and they played like it. A lot of those guys were seniors or juniors that said that, hey, they marked that calendar day, all right? Everybody, they forget that Joe Burrow really won over that team against the UCF. When the UCF had that undefeated record for 2+ years, LSU beat UCF in that bowl game, in the Fiesta Bowl. After that day, they were confident. They were a different team with a different mindset, and they said that they put that date on their calendar of New Orleans for 2020, that they was going to have a chance to win a national championship in their home state, and they did that.
Yeah.
We're talking with Roman Harper. Romer, you got the first pick. I'm taking Tua. Dad's taking Burrow. Who's Roman Harper taking?
Which team am I? Am I the Cincinnati Bengals?
Yeah.
All right, I'm the Cincinnati Bengals.
No, wait a minute. That's a bad example because Joe Burrow lives like right around the corner.
Yeah, he's a Southern
all right,
Ohio
take
guy.
That out of the equation.
All right.
Who is it going to be a better NFL quarterback?
Who's going to be a better? Oh, that's so hard. When it comes to, let me tell you something. I'll just be flat out honest with you. When it comes to just straight up throwing the football, there's no better thrower of the football that I've seen in college football in pretty much my life than Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, the guy can flat out spin it. He has a great deep ball, his timing, his accuracy, being able to go through his reads. I mean, I love everything about him as a quarterback. The only true concern you have of him is his injury concerns, and can he stay healthy for you long term? All right, you love everything about him as a player, as a person. Everything he brings, his intangibles, his leadership. Joe Burrow, another thing, you love his moxie, his confidence, the way he throws the ball, his ball placement, his accuracy. He's got great size as well, and he has some ability to run the ball. My only concern was that he just kind of, his junior year, sophomore year, he wasn't a guy. Even his junior year with the same offense and the same team, he was not the same guy. And next you have a different coach, and next he's a totally different player that comes out, sets all these records, and sets the world on fire. So that would be my only concern. Is like, which Joe Burrow am I really going to get? Not only that, but since the draft and all the media talks have happened, he really hasn't done a lot to help himself with some of the words and the things that he's saying. Because in the NFL, respect is earned, never given. So as a young player in this league, you got to come in there with the right attitude and say, I'm going to earn the respect of my teammates and my elders, because at some point we all come through that same process with the draft, coming in that door as a fresh new face on the team and the organization. And I know you're a quarterback that's going to lead them to the promised land, supposedly. But, hey, you still got to have the right attitude, because you can't do it by yourself. You were not an all guy without all those great receivers and that offensive line and defense that you had at LSU either.
See there, he talked around my question, Dad. Didn't answer
he
it.
said exactly what I said. He's got to be available to me.
Yeah, but he didn't answer my question. I said
he's got to be available.
I'm going Joe Burrow. I'm sorry.
Joe Burrow? Come on, Rome. He did it 1 year. You just said that Tua throws the prettiest
but right
ball.
Now, Tua, look, and there's nothing. But I'm thinking in the mindset if I'm Cincinnati, and until I can see Tua go out here and work out and drop back and throw a ball, he's not really available to me right now. So I got to go with Joe Burrow.
Thank you very much.
Talk to me in another month.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dad. You talk.
Waivers, when they're not going to let you be waived. Explain that to our listeners. It's worth a lot of money to you if you're not on the waiver list. Is that right?
Yeah. So when any team releases somebody, you have to go through what they call a waiver wire. So it has to be 24 hours. So then other teams can actually pick you up. So if nobody picks you up within that first 24 hours, your contract is null and void now. So if you go through the waiver wires and somebody picks you up within that first 24 hours, all they do is just take that contract that you're currently under and claim that. So they claim you off of waiver wires. So then they claim you. So those are for the really good players, some of the higher end guys that all of a sudden they signed a deal, they're not happy, and they don't want to do it. A great example of that is D'Angelo Hall signed this huge multi-year deal from the Oakland Raiders years ago. He played like 9 games. They released him. He didn't make it out of the waiver wire more than 24 hours. The Washington Redskins picked him up, took on that contract, took on all the heat, and after another year, they actually redid the deal, renegotiated, and tore it up and renegotiated the whole thing.
All right, we got to ask you about Coach Cochran. Evidently tried to get on with Ole Miss. It didn't happen. Went to Coach Saban and said, Coach, I want to be on the field coach. He said, well, it's not going to happen here, but if you want to be a special teams coach, keep doing what you're doing, but go to the special teams meetings, learn. Evidently, it rubbed him the wrong way.
As it should have.
Really? Kirby?
I think so.
All right, good. I want you to explain that. Kirby has a spot open, offers him the job. Scott handles it the right way, not like Danny, goes and tells Coach. Coach realizes he's not probably going to change his mind. The guy's ready for a career change. Just, all right, you said it should have made him mad. Why? Just tell us about what your thoughts are on the whole situation.
So if it goes the way you says it goes or how it went, then I just feel like Cochran's been there long enough to where I think Saban should not just treat him as a normal guy that's coming in his office trying to get a job or move up.
True.
All the nuances. Look, he's the highest paid strength coach in the world. So you obviously have value in him on your staff and around your players and growing your program. He's all on the Jumbotron. He has his own commercials now. He's not just a guy, all right? So if he chooses that he wants to kind of move up in his craft and now I want to be an on-the-field coach as well, then make it happen. It's not like, look, and no disrespect to anybody on that staff, but it's not a whole bunch of great name staff people that you know that are on that staff that are just proven and have won all these games and are so much better than what a Scott Cochran could really offer you. I'm in the place of you can't let him walk out of the door and think you're going to just be okay. Like, I think he adds value. He's been there with you since day one. He's won every championship, helped you win every championship that you've been there. Not only that, but keeping that locker room, you're not just a strength coach. You're talking to players. You're helping them grow up as men. You're all the psychiatric talk that you have to do about this player's girlfriend and breaking up with this, mom's tripping. You do a lot of those talks. Players don't talk to their coaches. You talk to your strength coach. Those are the guys that you're around way more often than you are your actual position coach. Position coaches are on the road, recruiting, doing all those other things. And if Scott Cochran, for as much as he meant to that Alabama program, in my eyes, if he want to be on the field coach, make it happen, coach. It's not that hard. And you can snap a finger and make anything happen at that university. And you saying that a coach that's been there with you for 10-plus years, you can't make that happen for him. He has to go to the rivalry to make that happen for him. And to me, it's just really hard to fathom and believe that that's just how it went down. It's that easy. And if you're supposed to have a relationship, and when we all know coaching staffs and coaching in college ranks is so much of a good guys club at times, a good old boys club at times, and you have all these friendships, to make it happen. If not, then it's truly not a friendship. And what was I really wasting my time doing these last 10, 11 years when all of a sudden when I'm trying to move up or I want to do a little something different, you're not helping me. I got to go somewhere else. So
I like that answer.
Like I would be burned a little bit wrong, rubbed the wrong way too.
Yeah, I like that answer. I hadn't thought about that way. Hey, I've given everything. Help me. Now you help me. And I think Coach is right. Hey, come to the meetings, and then learn a little more, and then when it happens the next time. But to have to go to your rival, to Kirby Smart, it's that relationship will be strained probably forever, won't it, Roman? That's the way it is.
I would feel some type of way. I'm not gonna lie. I would feel some type of way because I feel like if I wanted, first of all, I would love to go out is where I start and at the same places where I started, where I had all the success, right?
Yeah.
And I'd like to finish it out there. And there's nothing wrong with maybe moving up. And let's be honest here, like a special teams coordinator, like, what are you really doing? You ain't teaching the kicker and punter how to kick. You don't know how to do that.
True.
I mean, you know how to hold it. Okay, it's this, it's in placement, and you're going to draw up a couple schemes. But everybody copies and copycats everybody in all the return game anyway. So it's not like it's crazy nuance. Put him on the field, give him a head, give him a hat, give him his own office, let him do what he needs to do, and help your program win. And to me, it's less about the coaching factor. It's more about when you have great things in your building, you do everything you can to not let them leave. And it's the same thing with recruiting, right? They don't want to let those guys out of the office once they get them on campus. The 5-star, you do whatever you can to make sure he doesn't leave until he says, hey, Coach, I'm committed to you, this program, and what you guys are building over here. Yeah. And now we look up, and we're losing a great coach who's been the face of our strength and conditioning program for 10-plus years, who everybody knows. He went from having hair to no hair in your building, and now you let him walk.
Yeah, you're right. Like if I'm coaching the special teams and I got Jalen Waddle on my team, I'm going to be a good special teams coach.
It's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, Jalen, get out there. They're about to punt the ball to you. He's going to make me look good, right, Roman?
Yeah, and all you got to do, all right, when you got those great athletes, all right, the punter usually averages about 40 to 42 yards. So you go out there and line up 40-some yards away, and you make him line up on you on the sideline, and then you get out of the way, and you just let him go. That is what you do as a special teams coach.
That's right.
Last question. Ray Perkins told me one time when he got the Giants to the Final Four, he was working their fannies off, and they all hated him. My question to you is, you were two different organizations. Is there a lot of difference in the way coaches coach in the professional level now? Do they work them hard? Some work them hard, and some don't work them at all. What's the difference there?
Yeah, I think it is a slight difference. I think training camp, I think most coaches try to work you hard. But I think, Coach, now it's so much analytics and so much data that's out there now that tells coaches you need to rest players this much. You need to try and keep them off their feet this much. You need to hydrate them this much. So a lot of guys and coaches think that they can get an edge by resting and doing other things, especially during the season. Training camp, I think they try and go harder than normal. And it's really all about the grind. The physical grind on top of the mental grind of it, who can make it and who can stay at the top of their game the longest. Those are the guys that you want to go into Sundays with and let you go out there and try to win your ball game. And I think that is the big thing that I would take away from it. But I do think it is a thing called a player's coach versus just like a normal coach. Players coaches are a little bit more lenient when it comes to days off. Guys over 30 will go give you every third or fourth day off.
They need to get you an ESPN job. You're terrific on this stuff. What are you doing?
What? On what stuff?
I mean, you need to get an ESPN job because you're so good.
He was on ESPN the other day. I saw him on ESPN.
Full time. I did an interview with them, and hopefully it goes well, and I'll continue to do this. But I appreciate it, man. Thanks. You guys give me an opportunity to go out here and speak to the people and do a good job and to kind of inform you guys, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, and you tried to wiggle out of my quarterback question. I had to come
back after you. He said Joe Burrow.
Yeah, because I had to come back after him. I had to come back after him.
And he said Coach Wimp is right.
Yeah,
again.
Well, that's because he calls you and y'all talk before y'all have a better relationship.
No, we didn't.
And you guys played golf together. When you're both that bad, you got to bond on everything else. Roman, tell everybody where they can find you. You got a Twitter account?
Yeah,
you got
man,
radio?
I got a Twitter at Harp41. I'm on there every now and then. I just started a new podcast with my friend and Kyle Bailey out of here in Charlotte. We're filming. We got 3 episodes up. We can go to WFNZ.com. It's up there on that one. And also most people, it's called the Clubhouse Podcast with Roman Harper and Kyle Bailey. So Clubhouse Podcast, Harp41, Harp_41 on Instagram. That's where I'm mostly at. My daddy daycares and hanging out with my kids and doing things that I normally like to do. So I appreciate it. Hopefully
Thank you. Appreciate it, Roman.
Let me know. I'll definitely come in anytime. I love you guys.
Thanks, Roman. You're awesome. Appreciate it.
All right. Roll Tide, guys.